Good afternoon and welcome to today's video. So, I don't know why I've got all of these here. I keep losing these solder suckers, and I've just had a quick look through my one of my electronics boxes and I found all of them. So that was useful. So I've got a various collection of solder suckers. But that is not the subject of today's video. It's this. So this is a remote control. It's an RM-P73U to be exact, and it is the remote control that should work with my Thorn 8940 VHS video cassette recorder. It's actually a JVC 7350, but in the UK we didn't get a Ferguson version of that deck. We got a rental special, which is the one that I've got, which would have been badged up as BAIRD multi-broadcast or DER. But we didn't get a Ferguson badged version. The nearest that you got to the Ferguson badged version was the 3V31. No, sorry, 3V30. So this would have been the remote control, albeit with different branding, that would have been suitable for the 8940 and also the 3V31. No, it's James, 3V30. I don't know why I keep saying 31. 31 actually has an infrared remote control and is the JVC 7650. So, for some reason, I don't understand why people do this, I never have. They've chopped off the remote control cable, and the cable itself is just basically, from my understanding, it's just a 2.5mm mini jack like this. So I'm going to try and make up a new cable using this 2.5mm mini jack cable. So I've gone for a mono one because I believe that it is a mono cable. I'm not 100% certain how these work. I think it's to do with changes of resistance. When you press the various buttons, the machine recognises the change in resistance and activates the relevant mode accordingly. Really simple to get into. In fact, it really is a very, very simple piece of electronics. You have a very simple circuit board. There is, I think, what looks like a transistor down at the bottom. That might be where the information is processed, or the different resistance values are processed. I mean, if you look here, you've got different resistors. There's a 47 k ohm, 18 k ohms, 8.2 k ohms. Then you've got a capacitor at the top here, and attached to the capacitor is the actual cable that goes off into the machine. And it's this one that we'll actually be replacing. Looking at it, it is soldered into this side, so we're going to need to remember this is our minus leg on this little capacitor, denoted by the minus symbol on there. To be honest, these switches don't look any different, so it must be this little device here. Is that a resistor pack, or I've never understood what those are. Sometimes you get packages like that which are transistors. It's either a W or an N495G19, and it has 5 terminals. So that is basically what's probably going to be changing the resistance that's going across this wire into the machine, so the machine obviously knows what it's supposed to be doing. You'll also note on the remote control you've got the audio dub option, and on the 8940, certainly on the 8940, you don't have an audio dub, I don't think, on the actual front of the machine. So I think the first thing that I need to do is to actually take this wire off, and I'll need to desolder that, so I need to go and get something to wipe the soldering iron on. So it should be nice and warm. It has been warming up for quite a while. So let's just clean the tip And let's grab one of my many solder suckers. I'm going to use this one today. This one has a nice blue plastic finish here with a nice plastic chrome finish on this. Easy to use grip here and here, and also a button to easily retract the suction nozzle. You'll notice at the bottom and both at the top you can unscrew both ends of it to clean out the solder sucker. Solder suckers, fascinating. So let's start with this one. I'll probably actually end up disturbing into the capacitor as well, to be honest with you. There we go, there's that one, and there is that one. Cool, look at that. That's obviously not been emptied for a long while. There we are. So let's have a look at this and see if that's enough to free that off. It is actually, certainly on that side. This side it's still a little bit held in, so if I just pull on it like so, just apply a bit of pressure and then apply a bit of heat, there you go, off it comes, and the capacitor is pretty much still attached, so I haven't disturbed it too much. It'll need resoldering, but it is still there. Now, the next thing I need to do is to make up my new cable. So I'm going to use this cable here, which is actually 6 foot in length, just doing the arm span thing. Yeah, it is 6 foot in length. I'm 6'2", so my arm span is about 6 foot to 6 foot 2 inches. So let's chop off this end. It should be, to be honest with you, more than enough length. I can't remember what they were when they came out of the factory. In fact, to be honest with you, I've never actually seen one in one piece. So it'd be interesting to see if I've got to either make this shorter or longer. Well, not longer, but make it shorter, depending on whether it's going to sort of be short enough to actually work. So we've got two little cables in there. One of them's going to be our positive, one's going to be the negative, if we can think of it like that. So let's see if I can get this to work this way. Yeah, that'll do it. There we are. So we've got our two little cables there. So we'll put the red onto this side, white onto that side. We can also probably use this, and that can go over the cable like so. There we are. Right, I'll just strip these off camera. There we go. That's stripped. Let's start with the white one. So white is negative, so it's going to go through here. Red is going to be positive. There we go. Oh, might be an idea just to twist it a little bit as well, like so, so that you don't get the cables or the copper core splaying apart when you place it into these little holes. So start with this one. There we go. So that's that one. So that's our negative. There we are. So let's get a blob of solder onto that. Perfect. That's nicely done. And let's finish off with red. So red will go there. Red is through. You can see it there. Get a blob of solder onto that, so just press that down a bit. There we go. Smashing. Perfect. And then that can just loop around up to there again. Now we can put this back together. So this will obviously just sit into here, like so. Might need to just move that out of the way slightly. So there is actually here, it looks like a little point for the cable to go into. So the cable can sit into there, like so. There we go. So that keeps it away from any of the screw holes. You've got the one central one there, which is this gold one, which goes back in. There we go. Got the back cover that can go on. There we go. And there you have it. So the next thing is to go and see if it works. So you'll rejoin me downstairs with the machine itself. So here we are with the 8940. Here's the remote control. Just plug the remote control in, and we have a suitable cassette. One of the best films I remember growing up as a child, and still very watchable today. And this one actually possesses as well as a hi-fi stereo track, it also has I think also a linear. Yeah, here we are. So it's also got, I believe, a linear stereo track as well. So it was sort of nearer the end of the 80s. It was actually sort of quite rare to see. Oh dear, I've got to sort that out. It was quite unusual to see cassettes with both linear stereo and hi-fi stereo, because a lot of manufacturers were just moving over, and duplication houses were moving over to linear stereo only. I think ex-rental titles did still have both audio tracks. Anyway, let's pop that in. Here is the remote control. So if we, oh, incidentally, yes, it does have an audio dub. I thought it didn't, but it does. So if we hit play, unit goes into playback. If we fast forward search, it's doing a fast forward search. If we do a rewind search, it's doing a rewind search. We can obviously pause, play, fast forward search. If it was put onto TV for the input, the channel one will work as well, although it won't work at the minute because it's obviously in playback. So if I just stop using that You can see the channel icon lit up. You can just go through the channels like so, and obviously we can rewind the cassette, and there you go. And that is now a fully working wired remote control, which is fully compatible with this particular video deck. Anyway, very simple case of just soldering in new cable, as you can see there. Anyway, if you have found this video interesting, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you again very soon. Thanks for watching, and take care.